hello, everybody. Hi, hello. Hey, guys, welcome back. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back to this week's episode of Vybez TV. Okay, I hope everybody had a good week. Okay, I hope y'all, made the best of it. It was productive. Okay, we're just gonna jump right into it. We got a caller. No need in holding up everything. So let's get busy, right? You guys know how this works every single week. So let's just go. All right, first and foremost, we want to thank saints, spirit guides, ancestors. We want to thank our most benevolent entities and energies, right? We want to thank them all for their love, guidance, and protection during this session. Okay, we want to thank our shadow team and our light team, as above, so below, as within, so without. And we want to ashe all of the ancestors, ashe, 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 as their story was written, so is our own, right? So is our own, everybody. So thank you guys again for tuning in, okay, tuning back in. We're just going to see what cards that they dropped out for the collective, right? Let's see what messages they have for the collective for this week. All right, first and foremost, you guys, listen, I laugh like that to myself because everything always comes full circle when I'm sitting in this chair. Everything is always a confirmation when I'm sitting in this chair. Whether it's a confirmation for conversations that I have right before the camera comes on or conversations that I've had during the week, right? It always comes full circle. And then if you guys pay attention here on the caller shows, right? A lot of the times the stuff that I say here ends up correlating with the callers that end up calling in. So when I tell you spirit will never steer you wrong, spirit will never steer you wrong, okay? So this first card we have, break the chains. Okay, this says ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. So this is one of my favorite cards because of that last piece, rewriting the future. So that's a big indicator that, like they say, once you learn the past, that can help you alter and change the future. Once you realize where you've been, that helps to dictate where you're going. So this is telling you, once you start breaking these ancestral patterns and chains, these generational chains and curses, once you start breaking that, that's going to help you rewrite yourself a more beautiful future. That's going to help you put the future into a perspective that you weren't even able to comprehend or see, right? So breaking the chain here, and then they gave you the Star Mother card. Okay, how can you mother yourself? How can you mother yourself? So you might have had a real rocky relationship with your mom, and now they're saying as an adult, right? It's time for you to start figuring out how to parent yourself, right? In the spots where you needed that discipline. Now, where does that come into play in your adulthood? How are you giving yourself that discipline? How are you giving yourself that love? Are you appreciating yourself as a mother would, right? This is asking you to take a step back and really think about how your relationship with your mother has affected your ability to rewrite your future or to even see yourself here in your future, right? If we take a step back and think about our childhood, how many people actually turned into the person that they thought they were going to be when they were a kid? When I was a kid, I used to say, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a teacher. Those were the two main things I used to say all the time. How has your childhood affected the you thought you were going to become? Okay? So we're talking about breaking the chains, and we're talking about Star Mother, mothering yourself. And now we're talking about the Akasha, right? Your guidance is divinely guided. So we're just going to talk about the Akashic records for 2 seconds, right? Because according to, let's just say, urban legend, right? The Akashic record is a space that holds account of every single incarnation you've ever had. The Akashic record is a space, some believe, to actually be a physical space. Some believe this space is a space that you can only reach with certain levels of consciousness. And some even argue that the Akasha is actually just a term that they're using to describe your blood's ability to store information. I don't know how many of you guys have been paying attention, but they actually said our DNA is able to hold information. Our DNA can hold several hundred billion bytes of information, right? So the Akasha runs deep, right? So this is them saying all these incarnations that you've had, all these different experiences, lives that you've experienced, okay? These are the reasons why you have to go back and reparent yourself. These are the reasons why there are ancestral chains that need to be broken, right? This spread here, the first part of this spread here, is really talking about our ability to see a brighter future because we have begun to go back and rewrite the past. And not in a physical sense, but rewrite the past and how we understand it. Rewrite the past and how we've chosen to internalize the pain from it. So they're asking you to take a step back and dig deep into yourself and figure out why it's hard for you to do this. Letting go. Right? So this says everything is indeed out of control and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. Right? So it's hard for us to break these chains a lot of the times because we can't see enough to let go. It's hard for us to reparent ourselves and give ourselves the thing that we need because we're too busy holding on to what we didn't have. And we're so busy holding on to what we think we know, these levels of comfort, right? And what is the main thing a lot of us need to let go of? Loss. Loss, right? Or being comfortable letting go after loss. So loss, sometimes you learn true offering through loss. Let me run that back. Sometimes you learn true offering through loss, which means you don't exactly know what it is to give until you've given what means the most to you. You don't exactly know what it is to receive until you've received after you've given something you couldn't see yourself giving, right? You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego. This card is talking talk today, okay? Because our ego is the reason why we hold on to things we should let go of. That's what this is saying. This is saying that's not spirit keeping you in this situation because of love. That's saying spirit is telling you it's time for you to let go and experience that loss so you can finally know what it is to sacrifice. And so you can experience something way better than what you have. But your ego is calling it love. Your ego is calling it favor. Your ego is calling it a better opportunity. Your ego is calling it something it's not. So what do they need you to do? Surrender. They are asking you to surrender. Surrender to God, surrender to source, surrender to spirit. Surrender. Because your ego is keeping you in a state of loss, whether you realize it or not. Okay? So the surrender card says sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you are dying. The ego learns what's hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. So your ego wants to control what you lose and what you don't and what you keep. Your ego wants to control how you feel, if this is really love. Your ego is telling you, again, to hold on to stuff you need to be surrendering. They're asking you to reevaluate, am I moving in ego or am I moving in spirit? Am I afraid to let go and surrender because I think I'm losing? Or am I going to say to myself, it's okay for me to break these chains? It's okay for me to surrender to these losses so that I can begin to put myself in a space where I can reparent, remother myself, and let go of all the pain, hurt, and trauma that I'm allowing to be my driving force in an unhealthy manner. Right? So Spirit is really asking you to challenge yourself in this moment. They've issued a challenge to you. Are you ready to break these chains? Are you in a space where you're realizing that you need to step into this star mother energy? Are you in a space where you're okay to accept loss and to see the loss as a gain? What space are you really in? That's what Spirit wants you to figure out. What space are you really thriving in right now? Right? So before we get out of here and go to the caller, because we have a caller, and you guys know I like to give my callers all the little information. So let's get a starseed card for the general collective. Excuse me, guys. Let's get a starseed card for the general collective. And see what overall message they have before we get up out of here. Celebration. Celebrate your achievements. You truly are a gift to the universe, right? So maybe if you celebrated you more, you would be okay with surrendering and letting go, because it's the false emotions you're putting behind something or somebody else that's keeping you there. So they're telling you, learn how to celebrate you. Learn how to look at you through this amazing lens. Like, no, I'm always great. I'm always this. I'm always that. Don't look for other people to prop you up. Because when you're looking for other people to prop you up, you'll be afraid to let go of those people and to surrender to Spirit. Okay? So let's get the caller on the line. Everybody just hold tight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. Okay, welcome back. So we got the caller on the line. Miss Chantalee, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I can't complain. Okay, no complaining. How you feeling? Everything's good?
Yes, I'm feeling good.
Okay. So we're going to just jump right into it, right? So let's see. First and foremost, we're going to thank saints, spirit guides, and ancestors. We're going to thank our most benevolent entities and energies. We're going to thank them all for their love, guidance, and protection during this session. Okay, we are going to thank our shadow team and our light team, as above, so below, as within, so without. And we are going to ashe all of the ancestors. Ashe, ashe, ashe. As their story was written, so is our own. So is our own. All right, well, let's see what's jumping out at us over here. So first and foremost, the patience card just dropped out for you. Okay, while I was shuffling here, you had this patience card drop out. So self-explanatory in that avenue, right? It's basically telling you have to work on having patience with where you are at in life. So this feels like your creative force, right? This feels like you might be saying, like, I needed something to happen like yesterday. Why is this not happening? Like, I thought if I did this and this, then this would just happen. And Spirit is like, actually, no. We are trying to develop this energy of patience in you, right? They're trying to help you realize that what you're trying to create is bigger than something that can just happen overnight. So they kind of want you to take a step back and realize that they are putting stuff together the best way they can with what they have for right now, if that makes sense. Okay. So Spirit is telling you, Spirit is asking you at this moment to have patience with the people around you and with yourself. And that's funny. They followed up with this Gibbous Moon card that says you're very close to achieving your goal. So that could be the reason why they're telling you to have patience here, right? Because they're like, nah, you're going to get it, right? Whatever you're trying to achieve, whatever this is, it's going to happen for you. You're very, very close to it. Don't give up. Just keep steady, right? Maybe even work just a little bit harder, but be patient with the journey, right? Learn to appreciate every part of the journey. learn to love yourself along the way on every part of this journey, right? Because this really could be you saying, like, I trusted, this is probably sidebar, right? But I trusted myself or trusted somebody with my emotions or my feelings, or this could even be with information, right? And I feel like they either betrayed that trust or didn't do what I thought they would have did in this situation. So on that note, Spirit is saying, every dog has their day. Karma is not something people can dictate, and how it's given out is really up to source. It's not up to us. So somebody that did something to you that they probably shouldn't have, they're going to be eating some humble pie really soon. Okay, really, really soon, Spirit is going to be dishing out humble pie to somebody. So, you know what they say, right? Pray for your enemies. You don't pray against them, you pray for them, because then Spirit's going to bless you in ways you never knew. Ooh, Star Mother, the Star Mother card in the initiation. So, this Star Mother card made its re-entrance because it was in the general, right? So this is them asking you, is your lack of patience due to how you were parented, right? Is there a way that you can sit back and say to yourself, yeah, I realize that I picked up these traits from my childhood, right? I realize that the reason why I see things the way I see them, or carry emotions and deal with emotions the way I do, is that a result of my childhood? Things that I seen, people I was around, that type of vibe. Because they're really asking you here, how can you mother yourself, right? What part of you in this present moment needs a hug? What part of you in this present moment needs understanding and nurturing and love, right? What part of you in this present moment feels so overwhelmed and defeated that she doesn't have the patience to stick to these goals, or she's lacking the patience to understand where other people around her could be coming from? And this initiation card is a rite of passage card, crossing the threshold. So rites of passage. So they're telling you that everything you're going through right now, they have to put you through because of where you're going and because of where they see you being, where they want you to be. So all this is your rite of passage. Everything you're going through, the losses, the gains, everything is a rite of passage. So they're asking you to, I feel like, right, rethink how you think about everything that's going on around you. Because if you're thinking about it in a negative manner, from a negative standpoint or a negative understanding, then it's going to play out negatively in your life. So Spirit here is saying, if they don't put you through stuff, you'll never grow. So they're putting you through stuff at this present moment so you can grow. And so that you can then pass on what you're learning to others, to other people. Could be your children, right? Could be other family members. That could be breaking that generational cycle, that generational curse, right? Just because this happened to me in my childhood doesn't mean my children need to experience this. Doesn't mean my children need to see this, right? I'm going to be the one to say, maybe I wasn't parented the best way. And it's a Star Mother card, but this is not just how your mother parented you, right? This is your whole family, your interactions with your whole family, your father, your siblings, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, right? So it's how is that playing a role in how you parent now and what it is you do now. And again, It just says patience, but we know that this is way deeper than patience, right? We know that this is really about that emotional balance. This is really about that need to learn how to direct the emotions and the energy in that time when you're feeling these emotions and energies, if this makes sense.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Okay. Let's see. The King of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords in reverse. Ooh, so this is good. And I'm saying this is good because the King of Pentacles is telling me that and this could be where this patience is coming in, or the lack of, right? Or you needing it. It's with the business and the money and your security. So it could be like, oh, I want this to happen in terms of how I get my money or how I get my business, but what I was doing before didn't necessarily make me happy. So now I'm trying to figure out how to be as secure and be more happy in the process. Now I'm trying to figure out how is it that I can still, get my money and maneuver around, but I'm not regretting the choices that I'm making to get the money, right? And that could be just as simple as I don't like my job, I don't like my coworkers, or I don't really care for my supervisors. This is not a happy environment for me. Or it's you moving into an environment that's going to be more suitable for your mental and spiritual health and still allow you to make money. So that could be you turning yourself into an entrepreneur, right? You turning your passions into a way to make money. But I really feel like if you're not doing that, then that's what's going to help you in the near future, is you figuring out how to turn what makes you happy into something that makes you money. You really sitting back and differentiating between getting money and using that as a social status, and being happy and using that as a social status. A lot of times now we're so focused on the money that our happiness escapes us. And so they're really telling you here to figure out what it is that makes you tick and how you can kind of finagle that into your sense of security, into your sense of money and purpose. So this could be that too, you trying to figure out a new sense of, or you trying to figure out a sense of purpose, how to attach a sense of purpose to your life. What is my purpose here, right? I see for so long that this is what I thought was going to make me happy. And now that I have this and that, it doesn't necessarily fulfill what I thought it was going to fulfill. So now I'm trying to figure out what's really for me, what's really going to make me happy, what's really going to uplift my spirit. So yeah, this could be you kind of needing to undress yourself to yourself in a sense, right? It's you stripping everything down and saying, maybe this wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So what is going to make me happy? What is going to put me in positions where I'm thriving and I'm not side-eyeing other people, wishing other people would do things for me, or wishing other people, would do this or that or say this or that. Spirit really just wants you to find a space where you know how to make yourself happy and where you are comfortable mothering yourself back into this space of sheer happiness and purpose. So let me ask you a question. Do you feel like you know your purpose here?
Kinda, not too sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So Spirit really, really wants you to kind of sit back and take money out of the equation of purpose, right? Take money out of the equation of purpose. Take children and family out of the equation of purpose, right? They want you to sit and figure out you as a person, you as an individual, minus the hurt, minus the pain, minus, the things you've held on to over the years that have given you a sense of who you are. Because Spirit is really saying that you don't really know who you are. And that lack of not knowing who you are could be the reason why you're not really satisfied in jobs, in relationships, right? So they want you to, yeah. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just agreeing with what you're saying.
Yeah. So Spirit is like, Um, Separate a little while, meditate, right? Put yourself in a space where you're getting familiar with you, and ooh, and they'll start to reveal to you your purpose. They'll start to reveal to you what's really going to make you happy. So they gave you this gelato goddess card, and anytime I get these goddess cards, I like to read what they say here. So the gelato goddess card, it says, have you given another the power to influence your sense of self-worth or your direction in life? Choose with care whom you allow to get close to and to guide you. It's obvious yet easy to forget that if we accept guidance or influence from another, we want to make sure that they are living the kind of life and being the kind of person that we aspire to be. You can learn from and be inspired by others, but you must stay true to yourself. Do not allow anyone else's voice to become more important to you than the divine voice within your own heart. Right? So again, they're asking you to find and attach purpose. And they're telling you, while it's cool to look at other people, social media and all this stuff, they need you to disconnect and find you, the real, authentic, genuine you. Okay, so they're saying, like this reading today, right? It's cool that you're here getting the reading, but they're like, at the end of this, make sure that you've taken from it what you need so that you can move and go, okay, now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to separate myself for a little while, try to work on having patience with myself on this journey of getting to know myself, right? Coming into the space of achieving my goals and not trying to force anything, right? Coming into the space where I am mothering myself and being comfortable mothering myself, being comfortable walking down this journey called life and accepting everything as a rite of passage to myself, right? It's me not allowing people to take me outside of who I am and who I feel I should be, right? Because that could be the main thing here. It's who do I feel I should be, and why am I afraid to step into that person that I feel I should be? Okay, so the Gelato Goddess card was a really dope card because I feel like it's asking you to always remain true to yourself and not feel like anybody else is on a better path, regardless to what they might have. Okay, boo?
Okay. Yes, a lot of what you're saying does resonate me.
That's good. So let me just say something, right? From today on, right? If you had to choose one emotion, what emotion would you work on constantly? Like when you sit and look at how your life is going and how you deal and handle with your emotion, your emotional self, what emotion do you feel like maybe you need to encompass more or even let go of?
Maybe anger, but I feel like also I'm not the type of person that really like puts my emotions out there. I keep it to myself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You know.
So I only asked that for two reasons. One, because if you're saying anger, then them telling you to have patience is definitely needed. And I'm saying that because I want you to say it out loud so you could put a finger on it so that you can, after this reading, say to yourself, what is it in me that makes me angry? And is that the part of me that I need to remother? Is that the part of me that I need to reparent? Is that the part of me that I really need to work on? Because why am I getting angry? Right?
Right.
So that's the only reason why I asked that is because I want you to actually put a finger on it and then really start to intentionally work on it. Like, no, I don't need to be angry. I don't even deserve to put myself in that space. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I kind of went over time a little bit, so thank you so much, Shantaway. Okay, thank you so much for calling in. Everybody that tuned in, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. You are so welcome. Okay, everybody, I'll see you guys next week. Okay, you guys know how this ends every single week. It's the same thing, right? From the top of your head to the soles of your feet and everything in between, guys. Be healthy. Okay, be healthy, healthy, healthy. Right? Our health is our true source of wealth. So if we don't have our health, we just don't have anything else. Okay, your physical health affects your spiritual and emotional health, and